Hello beautiful beings. I just wanted to show you how to make a bookmark. This bookmark is going to be 6.5 inches long and about 2 inches wide. And if you don't have a paper cutter, all you gotta do is take a ruler. Make sure when you cut this is straight, so you can line your ruler up like this. And make sure the paper's straight. Just draw a line and then cut it. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so we're gonna take this. I'm gonna add some Mod Podge. Just a real light coat so the paper don't bubble up. And I also got a thin piece of cardboard, so you can go to your recycling bin and grab some cardboard that's thin. Unless you only have thick, you can use that too. Your bookmark will just be thicker, and that's okay. That's all you have. Make sure you get those edges really good. And this is how thick. It's not thick at all. And we're going to take this. I'm going to work it up to the edge. Then when we got it lined up, push it over a little bit. And just make sure it's nice and flat. Smooth it down good. You don't want no bubbles in there. And I'm going to take the other side, flop it over, and we're going to cut the cardboard off. Right against it. Make sure you don't cut your cardstock, whatever you're using. You can even use tissue paper if you have a tissue paper that's your favorite and you saved it for something. You can do that. Just remember whatever cardboard you have will show through the tissue paper. So if you want a brown background or white, put your tissue paper up to it, to your cardboard. See which one you like best. That's all right. I didn't cut that too straight. I must have just hit it with my scissors. Okay, now we're going to cut this piece off. Like so. That. Get this out of the way. Oh, and I want that paper because I'm going to stick to the mat and I'm going to use it. Alright, make sure they're going the same way. Make sure your edges are glued. See, that one wasn't glued so good, so I'm going to just put some more down there. And make sure your cardboard has that wax finish on it because sometimes it won't stick. Check all the corners. Make sure they're stuck good. Make sure this is going the right way and bend it a little bit. Flatten it again because it will curl because of the Mod Podge. And I'm going to glue this down. Other side of the bookmark. Oh crap, I forgot. I want a hole in mine, so I'm using one that's a puncher, that's the fat one. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a fat punch, not small punch, because there's two. If you buy them at Dollar Tree or Walmart, watch for that. See the difference? One's smaller than the other. I'm using the fat punch. Just line it up in the middle where you want it, like so, and punch. Make sure you get the corners again, good, because those are the ones that seem to come up. And then if it doesn't match up, we can just trim it right off. I'm gonna check because I don't want it upside down. And we're gonna make sure that's on there nice. And like this ragged edge over here, I don't know. Just wanna make sure it's lined up really good before I start pushing down. I'm not worried about that because I can cut it off. But it's not going all the way to the top. Have a napkin available to wipe your fingers. Let's see. It's just missing on the bottom a little bit. That's okay. Cut it off and then push it down. Really push down on the corners because you want those corners to stick. Now I'm gonna wait to get rid of that. All right. Now we're gonna cut off any white that's showing from the other side. Just try to get as close as you can without cutting your paper. And make sure it's nice and straight. Cut off that little piece that's showing white. There we go. And that's kind of not even up there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. It's all in the wrist. Make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. Now I get rid of that. Okay. I'm gonna keep pushing down just to make sure the edges are nice and glued. All right, now we're gonna finish our hole. Line it up. Yeah, see, I should have waited till it dries, but that's okay, that's showing. It's fine. Because we're going to use these enforcers, label enforcers for the tag. And if you don't have these, and you want to make one before you do have these, just take a toothpick, put some paint on it, and make sure you don't touch around here, just go in the middle, put the paint on this part. You might want to wipe the tip off and just have glue or paint around here so you don't accidentally hit, and then just wipe it in there. And then do the other side. Okay, we're going to use these. We're going to use this color on this side. Make sure you line up the hole good. Put it there like that. Then on this side, where's it at? I want this color. And see where that didn't, and if it unravels. This is metallic paint, so You can use acrylic, you can use whatever you want to paint those. Whatever color you would like. Whatever matches your project. But see how got that rip? Just line it up and I'll cover it up. There we go. Get this out of the way. Now we're going to decorate it. I have a little suitcase here. This is from a die cut I got. And if you can find something out of a magazine, whatever you want. A stamp, make your own stamp and cut it out. All right, this is going on this side. I'm gonna put the suitcase here. I'm gonna glue it down. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit glue on here. Don't need that much, and it doesn't have to be even. And that little tiny envelope I showed you is from a stamp. But if you don't have a stamp, they're really, really easy to make. And I will show you. Right, so I'm going to put the suitcase. I don't know if I wanted that on this side or that side. Don't remember now. Because I have this. I think I wanted, no. I wanted it on this side. I wanted it just right there. Glue that down. So now we have a little bit of a 3D suitcase. Just keep rubbing it. I think it's good. Now I'm going to show you how to make these little envelopes. I use this, I stamped this on some brown paper bag, or if you even have like a Christmas roll left over, you can make these with that too. Or a birthday roll, whatever, the roll the paper comes on. All you gotta do is draw a square. That one's too big, but draw a square like that, like so. Again, you can use your ruler if it's not straight, and then just go to the middle and back up to the side. That. Draw a little heart. That. And then take a different color gel pen. That's what I'm using, gel pens. And color in your heart. There you have it. A little envelope, and cut it out. This isn't the best, but I'm sure you guys can do it better than I did. It's just an example of how you can create those. All right, now back to the suitcase. I'm gonna put where it says the Traveler on the suitcase. And with this, all I did was take some of this, Distress ink, put it on, and go around the edges. And if you don't have one of these, then you can make your own by just taking that and taking a gel pen, whatever color you need, and then just going around the edges with it, like so, right up against it. To color in the corners. Sides. And the whole thing. And that will work too. Okay, back to the suitcase. Put that about there. play with it before you glue it down. Same thing here. I took this, or you can use ink. Do the same thing around the corners, but with this ticket, I took a little bit of gel pen and the ink and did the edges. And I wanted to show you that too. If you got washi tape, or the beginning, take this and get it real thin. If you want it sturdier, but you can take that and then roll it out right on it. And see, like this ticket, I didn't want the skew there. That's what this one had, and I cut it out. And I'll show you real quick. Just take this, cut it out. Like that. Make sure it's lined up good. That one has a little white showing. So, and then take the small one, if you have a puncher, the small one. Remember I said one's bigger and one's smaller? This one's smaller. You just take it and line it up on half of it in the middle. Just use half the punch. Hope you can see that. Just use half the punch. Punch, and boom. Instant ticket size. And then go around it with the ink. That's how you do that. Okay, back to the suitcase. So we're gonna take just a little bit of glue. That's all you need. That was way too much, but we'll just rub it around. So, and we're gonna stick it right there. Again, have a napkin for the glue. I'm gonna take a little bit. You can even make these on, if you have brown cardboard, you can make these on brown cardboard too, and then cut them out. These little envelopes. Just enough to get it to stick down. Right there. And then my ticket. No, I don't like that because it's green, so we're gonna take this one. I'm just gonna hurry up and ink it up. I think I got the sides mixed up, which one I wanted on the sides and which one I didn't. Pretty sure I did, but that's okay. That's okay. What's that? All right. Just a tiny bit of glue. Can you even see what I'm doing? Tiny bit of glue. And stick the ticket like so, wherever you want it. Like that. Without getting it all over everything. And there's that. And then we're gonna do this side. And if you remember, in my laser cut video, I got these from the Dollar Tree. It's a little clock. And we're gonna glue that down. I'll put the link to these in the subscription, or in the description below. So you see what I'm talking about. Got these from Dollar Tree too, and we're gonna put "Now is the time. Challenge the world." And we're gonna put the clock in there somewhere, but I want to make sure I don't cover the top, so get it. All right, we're going to glue that down first. So we're going to take a little bit of glue. Come on, glue. Make sure you get the corners good so they don't come up later on. Moving it in and out of your book or journal, wherever you're putting your bookmark at. Go, and then I'm going to want the clock just barely on it. Might as well move it down. Like that. And I'm going to want this behind it like that. So I'm going to do this first. Move the clock where I want it. And we're not putting this on upside down. Okay. So I'm going to slide this under it just a little bit so it's right there. And then we're going to glue the clock down. Make sure you keep wiping that glue off, because when it dries and you go like that and it's drying your fingers, it will stick and it'll be a ugly clump of glue. All right, I'm just going to put this on the major things. I have more space. I am going to put some on the little things. I'm just going to push what I already got down around them. And around here, I don't think I'm going to put it in there because I don't want the glue to come through the numbers. I mean, it dries clear, but I'm not going to put them around the numbers. I'm going to put it in there. Can you see, or is this hand making it blurry? Nope. Kind of is always, I don't know. So you can see what I'm doing here. All right. I think you got enough glue. Wipe this finger off. And then very carefully stick that where you plan to stick it. And right there looks good. So you can see the words. Push it down. And that is how you make a book tag. But I wanted to show you something else. You can take this. Oh, and I did this, but I wanted a green tag, or a green, I wanted a green, it's missing. It's not even here. Where are you? Anyway, I had a, there it is. Sorry guys. I had this, but I'm not gonna do that until after the other step, but I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry. I like these two colors, but there was no color on the back of that, and I didn't like that. And it is a little stiff, but I'm gonna glue this here, and then on the other side, I'm gonna glue that there. And it's gonna be like that. But what I wanted to show you is how I did that. I took this ribbon and I put glue on the back of this. If you have fabric glue, you can use that, but I just used tacky glue, Elaine's, and I glued it down like that, like so. So it would have the green backing because it doesn't have a color that I liked. Plus it weighs in because there's a little green in and out through this tag. And then you just keep pushing it, but wait for it to dry completely, like, I don't know, probably 5 hours, and then cut. And then if it frays, after you cut it and there's fraying on the sides, because this one did, I don't want to rip that out, but make sure that's, gotta be careful to pull those enforcements up. But what I did, if it frays after you cut it, go like this a lot to make sure you get all the frays up, and then just take a lighter and go like that. That's all you gotta do. But that's what this is gonna have at the top of that. But what I wanted to show you, why I'm not putting it on, and keep pushing these two, make sure they're sticking very well. I want to do that before I show you what I'm going to do, to make sure everything's good. And take some glue, paint, like so. And this is rose gold. And just take your finger and go like that on the edges. Just adds more definition, and it covers any rough edges, especially if you're going to be using the bigger cardboard, because you don't have the thin cardboard. You just want a real light amount, just so it's noticeable, but not taking over your tag. And make sure when you hold it here, you don't hit the paint. That's all I do, is dip my finger in there to get more. Like so. And run it up and move my finger down when I'm applying the paint. You just want enough to know that it's there, but not overtake the tag. Thank you to those who are subscribing, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, and please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, so it helps me reach more people. Really appreciate it, and appreciate you. And then after that dries, you can do the same thing to the other side. And then when this is all dry and done, oh, this is what I do too. I'll find something that's smaller, anything, and I'll make sure the edges don't touch it, and then I'll just set it on there to dry. And then when that's dry, I'll flip it over and I'll do the other side. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great everything.